Just to clarify that we're all, for the record, being recorded, I believe, transcribed, I believe, and filmed, I believe.
Yes, we are live.
I have the knowledge of the Ontario Food Terminal, and I also have the food safety knowledge, which is under my legislation as a grower, and also the Canadian Food Inspection Agency. So here today, I think I am more than amply qualified. I also have knowledge and active participation in local farmers markets. I presented some of my concerns to councils in the past history, so as you know, and those who are still sitting here, I'm begging you, let's not repeat the same incidents. Again, I'm before you today with a very serious and documented concerns and questions to which the citizens and taxpayers have the right to know. And you as elected officials and employees of the city have an obligation to answer. From interviews and victim impact statements with a licensed private investigation firm, my research has revealed very disturbing and detrimental information. I'm going to point form these. I'm going to submit my questions at the end, if Madam Chair permits. It is your maintenance I want to ask. A direct question: is your maintenance staff licensed investigators? By whose direction were they directed to take photos of stall holders without the consent? My second question: is your market manager an officer of the court or a licensed by the Ministry of Community Safety and Correctional Services to obtain private and confidential information on private citizens who happen to be stall holders and private business owners? Who has access to these private files? And why are they the subjects of the same, not permitted to review their own files and the information that's collected on them? Again, I'm not making allegations. I want to make that very clear. I'm asking questions. Questions that this council and this city needs to address and answer. Committee members who your correspondence, and I have correspondence dated November 3rd, 2010, that refer to the peer review committee to include senior representatives from the following organizations: Ontario Federation of Agriculture, OFA, Ontario Minister of Agriculture, Food and Rural Affairs, OMAFRA, Farmers Markets Ontario, and the local agricultural and food activist organizations. Well, I've had some contact with those organizations personally. I'm requesting the names of the individuals and the members that sit on that board that apparently have the decision-making on who's accepted and not accepted as vendors in your farmers market. And that letter is stated and signed, and that will be submitted to you, blanking out the confidentiality aspects of things. What is your policy on only one licensed electrician? When in the city of Hamilton, we have many, many licensed electricians that are quite capable of handling any contract work at your farmer's market. They must apply for permits, do job quotes, are capable contractors, licensed and insured. I have concerns in this regard because this does nothing for the protection of any appearance of any potential impropriety.
Judy, just to let you know, you have less than a minute left, please.
By whose authority is the action of intimidation condoned or directed? And I stay before you an Exhibit C to the affidavit of Anna Bradford, sworn at the City of Hamilton, your own bylaw, and I'm going to read it to you. Zero tolerance in regards to violence. The definition of violence: for the purpose of this policy, violence includes, but is not limited to, the following behaviors: any activity aimed at intimidating which can be seen as promoting or increasing potential situations. We have potential situations at this market, and there is intimidation going on. My last and final question, and I will leave these pictures because I was concerned about my personal safety being chased by a cockroach in the ladies' washroom. They are appalling. I've called directly to the Health Inspection Protection Intake line. I've had no response. It would appear that the Hamilton Market is the only facility in the filth and substance of what I have seen. And by the way, these pictures were taken with a licensed private investigator. And it is appalling, the conditions of the cleaning staff, of the conditions in which vendors have to rely on selling food and which the public has to use public access. You are the city representatives. Please. I'm open and available with information and documentation. This is not the time. You will please clear your agendas and we will review so that you have full knowledge and disclosure of what's going on. And I beg each and every one of you, have the heart, please, deal with this issue before it becomes a larger one. I thank you for your time. I thank you for your interest in keeping our citizens working.
All right, thanks very much. Would you like to give your presentation to clerks as well? With your questions? With your questions and your pictures.
Yep. And please review them. Actually.
Members of committee, do we have any questions? Any discussion at all? May I have a motion to receive, please? Councillor Morelli and Councillor Whitehead. All in favor? Carried. Thank you.